dropping some knowledge on those kids. People gotta learn their knowledge, son.
So you're like a Johnny Appleseed of badass history.
Something like that.
Huh. Well, what's your next story?
Well, why don't you go post up on those monkey bars and I'll tell you why you're doing that.
Monkey bars, you say?
Yeah, that's what I said. Are you hard of hearing?
A little bit.
Well, get out there.
All right. Hurry up. It's hot.
Vietnam was hot. And Captain John Ripley wasn't comfortable either. And you're gonna sit like that until this story's done. In 1972, Captain John Ripley had a pretty easy assignment. He was embedded a few miles south of the front lines on the banks of the Q Viet River in Vietnam. Like you, he just had to hang out with a few of the local troops, get them ready for combat and await orders. Pretty easy. Things changed for him one morning as they looked across the water to see about 20,000 enemy soldiers riding Soviet tanks, 81mm mortars, snipers, armored troop carriers, and pickup trucks mounted with weapons. There was only one thing between him and a full division of enemy forces: one concrete and steel bridge over rushing rapids of the river below. The small arms and mortar attack had already begun as the enemies worked their way toward the bridge. Ripley's men had taken their positions to fight them off the best that they could, as he went to his commanding officer to get the go-ahead to blow the bridge up himself. He firmly denied this request. It was becoming clear it would be the only way to survive. The commanding officer begrudgingly gave him the all clear to dive headfirst into the suicide mission. Sacrifice one man to save the rest. Ripley ducked and dove through the mortars, sniper, AK-47, and RPG fire, jumped the fence, kicked open the lock to the storage unit of the TNT, and took off with as many bags as he could. Get back up on those bars or I ain't finishing. Then, with 40 pounds of explosives strapped to his back, he gripped the underside of the bridge like a spider monkey on bath salts and climbed hand over hand across the bridge. Beneath him were roaring rapids. If he fell, he'd get swept away into enemy hands down the river and surely be executed. He wired the explosive bags one at a time, biting the blasting caps as he placed them. Biting them wasn't recommended as they could go off if they were bit wrong. They tend to blow off faces when that happens. For 3 hours, he monkey barred his way back and forth. The enemy knew what he was trying, so throughout this insane task, he had hundreds of people trying to desperately kill him. The amount of fire he was taking was heavy, to say the least. On his 5th trip, he finally set the timer. He hadn't been shot, he didn't fall, and he hadn't detonated a blasting cap in his mouth and blown his face off. His day was looking up. He had given himself only 30 minutes to climb his final trip across the 200-meter-long bridge because the enemy was fast approaching with their vehicles. As he leapt off the bridge at the end of his climb, the explosion started. He ran back to his position like an action hero as an entire division of troops saw their only shot across the river go up in smoke. Captain John Ripley retired from the Marine Corps as a colonel and a daggone legend in 1992 and died in 2008 at the age of 69. And that's the end of the story. Remember, Captain John Ripley. Hydrate or die. Looks like you need it.